What's up, Mike? How are you? Fish tank noise would send you to the toilet. It should be more chill tonight. I got rid of some noisier filters and put some smoother ones in. What's up, Hyro? Hey, what's up, Vishiro? Heyro, Vishiro, whatever you want me to call you. Today was fish tank clean day, so got a nice little contraption that runs like 50 feet away from my office. Every Sunday I drain it halfway and put in fresh water. Happy Sunday, Brahma. Hey, thank you, Benito. What's up, Peerless? What's up, Gaspar? Matt, I have 20 pea puffers. They are puffer fish about the size of a coffee bean. I have some Cory catfish, and then I have one male beta and about 1,000 ghost shrimp, which are little feeder shrimp. They're like 5 cents a pop, and I bought 10 of them, and they've been procreating at a really high rate, so fast that my puffer fish can't eat all of them. So I bought a beta fish, and he chokes them down too. I'm sure folks that joined the stream earlier or watch it later on are like, why are we talking about fish for the first 5 minutes? But we're just waiting for everything to start. So put Apple on the list. Check. I've got a list so far of 4 already that folks sent me. Apple's a tough one just because it's earnings week. No echo tonight, correct? What's up, Suzapa? Not all those tweets were me. Some of those were actually the big dog. He was tweeting this weekend a lot. What's up, Dean? Lulu. All right, we're at 6 o'clock, so Nike still looks like garbage for a short, or looks good for a short. Okay, let's get started then. We are at 6, no echo, good. Let me get up my browser. Let's just start going through. I'm going to start just kind of going in. I'm going to knock off about 5 tickers really quick, okay, that people have requested just in the past few minutes, and then we'll go through and we'll drop some stuff and take a look. So PayPal was one that was on the list that somebody sent me. Its back test is pretty simple. Let's see here. One of the questions, please explain dealer position back testing with the number of days going back. What do you mean by number of days going back? I don't cover futures, JJ, sorry. Do you mean this part right here, sedated? What up, Kimberly? So PayPal is still showing a short. All right, let's just scroll back up to its chart really quick. We'll hit SR really quick to take a look. So we came back up to our 76 resistance here, which is good. So if it's still a short, you know, there's plenty of room down. There's some SR. We can take a look at the Greeks just to see what's on there as well. So not a whole lot. Very, very congested for that. So it's Greeks still stay shorted. So we're covering this right now, sedated. When I'm looking at these, what I'm looking for are consistent bars in the same direction of the dealer Greeks back test. So dealer Greeks back test here says PayPal is a potential short. It shows its 1-day distribution as negative going down. Its 2-day the same, right? So PayPal shows for the week more potential downside. Now, keep in mind, I just want everybody to understand, this is FOMO C week. All right, Starbucks down on my list as well. Yep, this is FOMO C week. Okay. And so everything can go out the door. The entire market could just absolutely rally, and it doesn't matter what. It may cease to be a stock pickers market, and it may become more of a everything is going to go up or down together market. All right, V was another one that we were asked to look at, and the question about the FRC news, I don't know much. So V is an inverse actually. Okay, so V is actually a long when it's over. Its distribution is actually looking okay for a day one, little bit of volatility potentially. Okay. It generally does work for SPY, but you still, what up, swoosh? So we've got some bigger bars here in the green, see? So even though this is larger, Tuesday could be a day where there's maybe some downside, but if I think some people like to add these together to see what the percentage is. But if you look like this, V actually looks like a pretty consistent long throughout the week with maybe some dip on potentially on Tuesday. If we just check out its gammas real quick, it's just resting on one. So 230, if it managed to dip there, would be for me a pretty good opportunity for a long on V. I'm really patient, so I set my alerts. Airbnb. This is funny. Why can't I type? Airbnb was something that Lucid and I were talking about Thursday evening to buy the dip on Friday, and then neither of us did. So Airbnb is also an inverse, which means that it's a long over instead of under on the dealer Greeks. Monday shows pretty, if we look at all these, there's more positive potential there than negative. Tuesday, so far we've seen a couple of tickers with Tuesday showing some downside. So Tuesday might be the day the dip happens that gets bought. The same thing, we've got a bigger bar here and a pretty sizable one there. So Airbnb doesn't look too bad as a long. All right, we've gone PayPal, V, Airbnb. I'm writing AMD down. I have Roku, Apple, Lulu, Nike, Starbucks, and AMD on deck. It does work for SPY though. It does, sedated. We did PayPal to start, swoosh. So you'll have to go back to the beginning of that. And Nike's on the list. I will write Amazon down as well. I know we're blowing through these kind of quick, so if y'all have questions, don't be scared to ask. Tesla. We already covered Tesla in chat today, Tesla Theta, but we'll do it again. We'll do it again. Roku makes you broku. That's the rule there. So Tesla is a buy when Greeks are under, and they're starting to push. It's been consolidating forever. Monday looks potentially bullish for price distributions. Probably pretty even. Choppy on Tuesday if you kind of... we haven't done SPY yet. Nope, we'll look at SPY. I don't see anything consistent-wise with Roku. I'm not touching it. Put it on my do not trade list. All right. Lulu. Never, ever, ever bet against people who want to spend a couple $100 on shorts. So Lulu is still in the... You go post the V setup in Discord, Kim. Oh, AMD earnings this week. Oh, okay, I got you. So Lulu is still along according to Daily Greeks, but it is shrinking. It is tapering off. This thing's just a juggernaut. I feel like all it does is go. It looks bullish for the week, but you said it's a double top, so, or triple top maybe. FOMO C week. I know it's not FOMO C, but that's what I call it because that's when everybody FOMOs in and loses all their money. So AMD, I believe, last week showed bullish near the end of the week. There's a lot of money sitting on this 90 right here, even though it's further out. So there could be potential just for AMD to get some runway up towards its earnings, whatever day it's in, whatever day it is. It still shows somewhat bullish here. Shows some chop Monday. Whoop. Tuesday looks pretty solid. Sure, Tesla Theta. I'm not. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. I'm not touching anything on the earnings. I might short MU or Nvidia if it gets up to 280. Potentially, if it blows past it, I'll ignore Nvidia. But I might short something else as a sympathy play. H on Tuesday. Okay, so that's pretty good. Still, for its 5-day, it's got a lot of wishy-washiness. Tesla Theta, these update. They can update throughout the day. Yes. See, my rule of thumb is if I am swinging something, Tesla, I will absolutely check this about an hour before close for the next day. When you're at 1 day, right? When the market is open, and you look at this parameters right here, once the market is open about an hour in, your 1 day is your next day. So if you're on Monday and the market opens, right, and it gets going, when you hit 1 day, which is the default, you're seeing Tuesday. Okay, I know that can be confusing. So if you're on Monday and the market opens, your 1 day would be Tuesday, your two day would be Wednesday, etc., etc. So I check these always an hour before close, especially if I'm swinging something. So if something still says it should continue to go down or up, and it changes on me, then I flip. Okay, then I flip and maybe I exit a majority of my position and take those profits. So Nike is just looking fantastic. That 127 was our target that we talked about in Discord last week in the ET Tingle channel. I talked about 127 being the target for a short. So that is where a lot of folks jumped in. That I said if it blows past 125, we wait. I do believe it is an inverse as well, so we short it under zero. Okay. We look at its deltas and they're under zero. It's a short on Nike. Its distribution Monday looks a little wishy-washy, but I do believe the rest of the week it looks like a pretty consistent short. So this is something that I might swing if we can get 127 again. That would be a question for the big brains. There's some math behind it, Tesla. It's kind of like the golden goose of equations, I believe. And what it does is it takes a bunch of different factors in and prices in what a potential move would be based on the deltas. But that is a hater big brain math question. Shooter, that's a good question. Let me go through Amazon really quick, and then we'll take a look. It does have some heavy buying for 115 further out in the year. Looks like we had some calls selling at the end. That's interesting. But it is currently, according to deltas, a long. That's a big dip there. Monday looks a little iffy. See, some of these things, these deltas here really say it's a potential long, but some of its distros are showing more to the short side. until we get to Wednesday. Then it gets a little bit more long. See, so Amazon's not something that I'm going to touch. Let me just look at the chart real quick. Let's just go up here and do a quick slap of it. We'll do SR levels. We'll draw some Greeks. So it's bouncing off this one right here about 105-ish. Obviously has some potential to go up. I don't know. I'd have to chart that one out to look. QQQ in DIA. Okay. Let me see here. Let me just roll through questions really quick. Okay, I talked about that. Kim put most anticipated earnings. Thank you. Been building a short. Peerless. Been building a short based on SPY dealer buildup. Okay, let me talk about that real quick. I'm going to cover SPY before I jump into Apple and Starbucks, and then we'll answer some questions, and I'll take care of what we looked at Visa already, BC. So you'll have to go back to the beginning of the thing once it's over. I want to point out what I'm looking for when I personally am looking for a swing. Okay, so number one, our back test shows as they build positive, price tends to go down. But if you look, our big spikes, okay, our bigger spikes, we seem to have more. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for SPY to continue to build up more and more and more here, okay? And price distro can work on SPY. It can just be a little wonky. Shows Tuesday to be quite a day, actually. But when I'm looking for these things, there's a couple of things you want to look at, right? So one of the things that I'm searching for is its biggest negative gamma levels right here. Okay, so going off Friday, our biggest, and this will look different tomorrow because some of these positions roll. Okay, so some of these positions roll, right? So this may be a different piece of gamma, but I look for its largest negative level, number one, and I look to see if it changes at all. Okay, so if I want to short SPY, and I see this 417, I'm going to say in my brain, do I want to swing short SPY with this massive negative gamma level? Now, they don't always get to these, okay? A lot of times they could be skipped, and things may not happen the way we intend, but I'm a patient person. So 417 seems like, to me personally, not an ideal, but a starter for a month or two long swing short, okay? Now, let's say all of a sudden, Monday comes and we see a massive gamma level come up at 422.5. Okay, let's just say as the week progresses, we see it come way down. It's negative, right? So at that point, I'm not necessarily looking to maybe enter at that 417 because I don't want to lose $5 worth of premiums on the way, even if I have two or 3 months. What up, Jean? Hey, Vinny, welcome. So that's kind of my thinking, and also I'm looking for positive levels. All right, I'm looking for large positive levels that could act as a support. So in my little ET brain, let's say this 417 stays massive and nothing big gets past it during that time for upwards momentum. Okay, I might look at something like a 411 or near support of 414 a few months out for a short swing. But I also want this to be bigger than this, right? I want it to build up more and more and more over time. Okay, does that help, Peerless? Thank you, Mr. Furu. Confluence of tools is insanely helpful. You want to look for things that could potentially equal out to be what we're looking for, all right? Now, when you look at the chart, then you draw it out and you set alerts. Okay, Kim wants to look at QQQ. Then we have Apple and Starbucks. So it is building well, I can show you. Let me just click Tesla. I already drew Tesla out earlier. Oh, it disappeared. All right, going back to QQQ. I'll grab it in a second. So QQQ is building up. DIA too. Yes, ma'am. I got you. That price distro is crazy. I mean, potentially it would see more upside come Monday because those two bars together. So once again, we're seeing some positive price distribution, okay? some positive price distribution, while its Greeks build up towards the short side. So maybe we chart out some upper levels and we wait. Okay, maybe it's just a chart and wait and see if it hits. Gaspar, alerts. I actually set alerts on TradingView on my actual chart. I just set a price point and I tell it to alert me when it hits that price point. Like Nike went off to 120, close to 127 on Friday, and that was my alert. But I was in a meeting, and I could do nothing about it. My first time looking at DIA. That's crazy. So it's actually an inverse. Oops. It's a buy over, and its distro looks not too bad going through the week. Chop. Volatility is what I see when I'm looking at a lot of these distros. What I see is some volatility. Peerless, I will say hi to Murphy when I get home. I'm in my office right now. So, Tesla Gex, let me jump in that really quick. Let's snag it. Oh no, I want Tesla stock dashboard, not Jar Greeks. So Tesla's starting to build towards some positive momentum right now. It's buttoned up against this resistance. This Gex level here, you can see it rejected on Friday. Got a candle up, came down, but didn't reject very hard. Could be flagging. If it breaks up over this, obviously. I mean, I'm a reversal trader, so if I'm looking to long Tesla, I want to long Tesla at 160. Personally, I don't want to long it as it breaks here. I want to be selling 3/4 of my position here and letting runners ride if the market continues up towards 180. We looked at AMD already, Mooncakes. You'll have to go back in time, my friend, and look at that. All right, hold on. Let's see here. We still have Apple. Oh, wrong spot. I tweeted about this yesterday, I think. Starting to get a build up. Tapering off though. This is an earnings week, so you won't find me touching Apple with a 10-foot pole. No interest. No interest in it. Its distro looks volatile throughout the week. Some wild swings. Thursday the same. Yep, I'm not messing with Apple right now. Okay, Starbucks, then Target. Sorry, I'm going through as fast as I can. TG, did I miss? Has anybody typed anything that I've missed? Red Gex can technically be a type that correctly. Starbucks. That's interesting. Got some calls to 115. A few months out. I do believe it's a long under. Yep. Hold on, I got to get a second sticky note out because y'all are crazy. TGT. What else have we asked for? MU, Baba. We did Amazon already, Kim. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Nope, it's still on my list. Or did we? Oh, I don't remember. Somebody remind me. Starbucks looks like a long. Once again, it's distros. What was that question about distros? Indicated about under 0.1 correlation on Greeks. Do you focus on those? I don't. I don't. Swoosh. I think I can overthink things if I. Well, number one, my brain is just not as good as haters, right? I mean, he codes all this. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I can't possibly keep up. Starbucks looks okay. It looks okay. It needs a pullback. I'm sure as hell not going to long it right here. That 112 looks pretty sexy. Couple bounces there. Yeah. Okay, GLD. Boy, y'all have a lot you want to look at tonight. Okay, moving along. TGT. Vicky, yes, I can run that. I can run through that. We'll do MU next, and then we'll talk about it. All right. It's a lot of time in this area. Probably an inverse. A lot of nope, it's not. Shows not so great Monday. Tuesday we're seeing some of that as well. Some turnaround Tuesday candles. I'd not be shocked if Target didn't consolidate for another little bit. It looks like either volatility or chop to me if you just look at distributions. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we looked at Amazon, Kim. We did. It looks like it's Greeks say it's almost time to go ham. And it was resting on a support, so that's not too bad. All right, we'll cover MU next. Yep. Thank you, Prashant. MU, which I have made a religion out of shorting. So 64.46, which is about our candles here. This was, I think, 64.43, is my usual spot that I like to short MU. So I had some shorts on Friday, or maybe Thursday. I had some shorts that I got out of barely before it decided to just continue running. Okay? So, and if you're in Discord, I had said MU 64.46 is my spot that I'm looking at, and if you go ahead and pull up its daily on your own charts later on, you could take a look and you could see that 64.40 roughly it sometimes struggles with. So, I am currently in an MU short swing. I'm up 11% from somehow getting around up here, even these green candles, I'm still up 11% on the swing, right? So I could die. Could lose it, we'll see, but I have a few weeks. It's still built up as a short, and its distribution over time still continues to look. And like I said, I'm going to check these at the end of every day, okay? Before the market closes, I'm going to see if these bars here decide to go green, way green, going into later in the week, I'm going to sell my short swing, okay? Because I don't want to have a green trade turn red. And even if I see these mixed days like here, like where we're pretty mixed across the board on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? I may not even think about entering my short swing until a run up, potentially on Monday. Like let's say or Tuesday showed some upside, like a lot of them have so far. Let's say it goes up to 2.7% somehow, and Wednesday holds true of quite a bit of negativity. I'm probably going to look to grab it on a run up on Tuesday, right? And these aren't. When I say short swing, I mean I'm just swinging short, not a short amount of time. I like to buy 2 to 3 weeks at minimum a lot of times. Okay, so that's how I look at a swing. All right, Goog, Meta. I wrote Meta down. Okay, we're blowing through it. Gosh, I have like 6 more on my list already. I don't mess with gold. I'm old, but I don't trade boomer stuff. Wow. Where are we? About 185, 195 going out. That's a hell of a bet right there. 10.8 million into June. Maybe I will want to play gold. Let's build up is showing potential buys. There's just a lot of distributions that are showing quite a bit of oddness this week. But gold looks good so far after Thursday. So if Wednesday gold has a bad day, could potentially be a decent swing to the upside. All right, Baba. Everybody loves Baba. Baba was a big short last week, and we all missed it. Let's just see if Baba is still a short. So Baba's an inverse. We short under. I have Goog and IBM written down. Don't worry. Oh my God. See Microsoft and Oxy. Y'all are spitting them out. I'll be on list number 3 by the time we finish this. All right, I'm just going to read them off. I have Oxy, Baba, which we're covering, PDD, Meta, Google, Microsoft, and C. Okay, Meta. So Baba's a short under, but it's tapering off a little bit, but it's still building. It just shows a lot of... what was your question, Shooter? I'm so sorry. Everybody's hitting me all at once. I'm trying to find it. Oh, hard question to answer or not possible, but is there a way to predict a big intraday move using data like the 25th big sell-off or the 27th big green days? Okay. Now I know. Now I know your question. So Baba still looks like it could be a short later on in the week. So, great question, Shooter, and I think I covered a little bit earlier when we were looking at SPY. A couple of things that you might want to look at. Number one, when you're looking at potential big intraday moves, a couple of things you want to keep in mind. You want to think about where the dealer Greeks are, right? So you got to put a couple of things together here, just to keep them in mind. And you can get most of them in 2 pages, so you'll be all right. Okay, so what do the Greeks say? What do the distros say? Okay, especially if you're looking at a day somehow. Let's find one. I think it was Tuesday here, right? So this shows a lot of potential Tuesday. Okay, a lot of potential upwards motion come Tuesday. So then we talk about what we talked about earlier. Where's the largest negative GEX level? Okay, so let's say our negative GEX level is 417. We're not there yet, right? If we're going to take a look at SPY here, we haven't hit 417 yet. We do have GEX there, and we do have GEX up to 420. So these big intraday swings, a couple of things you're looking at, and a lot of them are going to happen just randomly, but you want to look at where its largest negative and positive levels are, how big they are, right, relative in size. You might want to look at your GEX and VEX profile just to see below 0 dealers support, okay, above they do not. So let's just say this graph stays the exact same here. And you can just take a glance at it, right? And for some reason, price hits 425. And you can see they stop maybe supporting it as much there, right? At 428, they definitely don't. Now, this does change, okay? So it could, you want this dip down for your whatever. This larger, the further you go below 0, the more price supports. All right, so if it starts to go up against it, then maybe they don't support price there and it could push back down. Inverse of that, with it down here, you could see that down here around 403, 405, price was going to push back up, okay? So they don't support it as much here, and they definitely don't support it up here. And so if price gets up here, you're going to be looking for a potential intraday swing downwards, all right? And then if we're just looking at our options market summary, you can go by strike or you can go by time. I prefer by time, but I do like to flip for by strike to see size. Okay, now I know we were looking at this 410 being pretty large here, and it never got there. But with that in mind, if we look at our GEX profile, it probably wasn't going to get down there. Okay, it probably wasn't going to get all the way down. That we were already up in price, and our largest negative level, which is a pull, is right here, right? So that's just kind of how I try to anticipate. I know that's crazy, and it's a lot to look at, but it's not too bad. You just have to think. You have to plan it out the day beforehand of what of the different outcomes that could potentially happen. That's why I always say plan the trade and trade the plan. So if you think SPY is going to hit 420, okay, and you start to think there's no big positive or there's no big negative gamma after that pulling it, okay, then you think to yourself, it's going to reject hard and I want to hit it, right? Every level above it is positive, or maybe there's not many levels above it, right? That's just one of those weird things. Brahma Bull, the ODTE, does it change throughout the day due to the volume per contract? I do believe so. I do believe so. These bars gain and lose as the day goes on, depending on. Daily top options flow for the week last week was right here. Let me read it for you. Let's see here. So Amazon pushing down NVIDIA, which doesn't shock me, right, for going to weekly because we're starting to come up on a resistance. Oh my God, Tesla Theta, you're killing me. Not in a bad way though. Not in a bad way, Tesla. You just really like this ticker. What's my win-loss ratio with the ODTE tool? Is that what you're asking? Meta looks iffy all week till Wednesday. Looks strong at the end of the week. If what you're asking, what's my win-loss ratio on just playing ODTE SPY, a lot of it, I would say 70%. I don't win every trade. I don't win every trade. I'd be lying to you if I told you I did. All right. So, looks wonky, Theta, for Monday. Tuesday looks more bearish. Wednesday more upside. Thursday more upside, and Friday more upside. So just kind of, it's even across the bar. Just could be a weird week. I'll tell you, when I'm testing something new with my actual money from the platform, sometimes my win percentage will go down for a bit until I learn the tool. Truly. Sometimes I'll take a few L's misreading it because there's no reason to test it with paper. It's just not. It's not going to do me any good until I drill into my brain. Until I drill into my brain what I was or wasn't doing wrong based on the tool. I tell you, Hater builds things so fast. He builds things sometimes so fast that he gets them out, and then I'm trying to study it and figure out how to use it. It's kind of entertaining, to be honest. Goog is still showing we're ready to rip. Okay, distro doesn't look great for Monday, and here's just historically, okay. Sometimes Goog is trash early in the week, and then it runs up. A lot of times we see these distros lining up for a crappy week, and then all of a sudden Friday pops. But not this week. This shows short across the week. But see, this is what I'm talking about. No, red Gex on top of current price action, strong resistance. What are you talking about? Where? These don't match, right? This says go long, but a lot of the distro says go short, so I'm ignoring Goog this week. I'll check it later on in the week and see what it looks like. Red assists Theta. Red assists and green repels. Okay, I need to write down CTLT. I don't know if that's a real ticker or not, Anthony, or if you're just trolling me. Microsoft. I will say a lot of these questions, and I'll answer them all over and over and over and over again because I love all of you, but a lot of them are in our videos on YouTube. The line levels, yeah. The line levels. Red assists, green repels. So 152 is a support. Look at that. Bam. Yeah, I know, Dean. That's no kidding, right? Everything looks kind of like non-tradable garbage until we hit FOMO C Day. All right, so once again, Microsoft's looking like we're seeing a lot of these mixed bags. Looks like it have some potential down week, even though the Greeks are pointing up, and then Wednesday comes. All right, Greeks are pointing down, which means up for Microsoft. Wednesday comes and we see some shifting. Oop, I need 4-day. Thursday the same. So a lot of things are starting to look like, I'm going to write this down in my notes, potential BTFD after Wednesday. Potential. Still got to draw everything out and check. All right, PDD was next on the list. I don't even know what this is. It's going to be some garbage that's like $4 and I'm going to get mad. Oh no, it's got real price on it. Sweet. Never heard of this. Ooh. It is an inverse. And my goodness, is it an inverse. It's a buy over. That's a nice win. That's a nice win rate. Tuesday, Wednesday. What do we got? See big green bars for Thursday? No, not necessarily. Huh. PDD is interesting. I'm going to write it down. Oh, it's a Baba Simp. IBRX. Oh, we still have Oxy and CTLT. Is that what I wrote down? Dear Lord, baby Jesus. It's an inverse. It's a short under. Distro doesn't look bad though, going throughout the week or going into day one. I don't know what this is, Anthony, but I'm banning you for bringing it up. What up, Joey? Well, I have Oxy IBRX. I don't know anything about this CTLT XY. Oxy is one of my favorites, but it's still not in. Oxy is still not in the Oxy zone yet. I want it down here. Minimum, I want it at 56, 58 to be honest. See how it's tailing off here? It's a long under, but it's starting to tail off. So if we can get that green bar above, maybe we can ride it down to 58 and then go long on it. Once again, wonky price action. Makes sense. We're in no man's land right now on tickers. We are. Makes sense with Wednesday and Thursday Thursday showing potential upside that energy might see some downside. Obviously, sometimes it inverses the rest of the market. Sometimes it inverses tech. Okay. What is this? I don't even know what this. There's not even any information on it. I'm not doing it. Can you share notes / write down tickers? Who are you talking to? Sure, Suzapa. Me? Why is my LMT might be too light on flow? Let's check a ticker that has a bunch. Yeah, okay. So LMT is just it's not showing anything. Well, you guys should watch the. I will. I can share Shazapa. I share them in my channel in Discord. The plays that I like. I in the ET Tinkledome channel. I talk about them throughout the week. So, oh, Roblox. That's better than whatever other thing I was looking at. Yeah, Suzapa, if you're in our Discord and you check my channel, the plays that I like that we talk about throughout the week, I talk about what time I might want to enter them, what the price I'm looking at might be, how long I'm looking to swing, things like that. I don't give precise entries and extents. I'm not an alert service. I hate Roblox. I might just short it for the fun of it. JS, the Discord is the Trady Discord. Yeah, if you're a premium member of Trady, then it's in the then you have access to my channel. Tesla largest calls and puts. Well, your heat map, this was Friday. Obviously we got there. There's still 6 million going out to 160, but it's pretty light after that. Oh, what's up, Ted? Okay, that makes more sense. Yep. Say anything that we go over in there, Ted Stoner, in here, if I like it, there's a couple of people in here that do write down notes because they're really kind and they pass them along to me afterwards. Am I scribbling something? Yeah, I'm marking off like the 80th ticker we've covered. Dealer delta positioning. Why is there sometimes a wide discrepancy between stock price direction and the height or depth of the delta bars? I'm assuming you're asking about like AMD or Apple Tesla Theta and not the Tesla ones. So I'll just explain it. That's why it's a build-up. Is that what you're talking about? The dealer Greeks build-up? Sometimes you just have to draw levels and time it, man. Nothing is 100% precise with that. It's just to start to give you an idea of a position that could be building up. I hope that helps. Joey. Let's see. Interesting flow behind it. What? Oh, there was a lot. Was there a lot of put flow on that, Anthony? So PDD looks like a potential long. PDD was. Oh gosh, I didn't do C yet. I love this ticker. Not the best win rate here, but you time it right. So C says short, but they're whatever that garbage bank that went under after Jim Cramer said it was fine might get bought out. So banks could have some love throughout the week. C looks mixed. It may be one of those weeks that everybody thinks banks are going to have really good moves. Let's pull up JPM. Now V looked good for a long. It sure does. Oop. JPM is an inverse. We've been shorting this. If you saw Vin's in here, he ended up with almost an 800% win on JPM by shorting it all week long. So that was nice. Its distribution still shows some potential shorts, but all of this could change. There you go, FRC. Yeah, I don't pay attention to the names of all that garbage sometimes, I'll be honest. People just get excited. I'll give you a pro ET's brain tip, right? As to how I function throughout the day when it comes to trading. Number one, I mute almost every outside source, right? So if I have a friend that's always bearish, I ignore all of their messages throughout the day. If I have a friend that's always bullish, I probably ignore all their messages throughout the day. If people are saying tomfoolery in Discord, calling out, let's say we just dropped a 0.5% and we're coming up on a support, and somebody in the Trady Discord says, oh my God, we're going down to 400 and we're at 407, I'm going to ignore that too. All I really look at, and I will be truly honest, are levels and data. 100% levels and data. I try to remove absolutely all emotion from every portion of my trading. The macro events, I'm aware of them, right? I know FRC is garbage. I know banks are looking to buy them, but I don't care, to be honest, because that is a feeling, right? That is a thought, that is a feeling, and that is thinking something could potentially happen because something else happened. What I want to potentially happen is a bounce or a reject off of a gamma level or a dark pool level. And I want to look at some price distribution and some dealer Greeks, and I want to have a basis behind why and a thesis behind why I'm taking a trade for every single thing. After that, I can't give you all advice on how to do these things, but I would say having zero emotion, setting trails as soon as you enter a position, right? If you take 20% paper cuts and bleed to death all day long, you're going to learn sooner or later that you bought too early, right? Plain and simple. If you're willing to start the process, I heard you look at dolphins. Who is Jared Walker? I don't know who this person is. I love dolphins. All right. What other ticker do we have? Let's see here. What else was a short? PayPal potentially? PDD was a potential long. Does anybody remember some of the notes? Just so I can write them down and make sure I revisit them. NVIDIA was a potential short. I'm going to put 280 in parentheses around that because I'd like to see that happen first. Snow, okay. And we only have 10 minutes left. We go through these so quick. Oh, Apple has earnings this week. Ivy widget is still showing down. I don't know. If it rejects 280. You know, see, that's one of those things, right? I read on Snow's a long under. This thing's been running. Once again, what do we see? Odd distribution. Early week. Tuesday looks a little heavier. Snow, if the market participates, could be. I'm writing Snow down. Snow potential long. Tuesday dip. Swoosh, you are correct. And I think sometimes that is a Oracle. I wrote Oracle down. That is a product of things being overshorted, most likely, and people holding on to their shorts too long. I think that would be my answer, Swoosh. All right, we have time for coin and Oracle, then we're probably done. Biz, that is the exact answer. The perfect setup for me is Delta's matching distro. Oracle. Some boomer's rolling over in his grave right now that we're talking about Oracle. Starting to build long a little bit there, but it's tapering off. Once again, what are we seeing? Mixed bag Monday, Tuesday, huh? Well, that's crazy. Oracle potentially, obviously, potentially looks strong. Writing that down. ORCL, potential long after Tuesday. Was that Monday or Tuesday that it dipped? Monday. All right, last one, coin. Then I can have dinner with my wife. Take my dog on a walk. Coin is an inverse, so it is a long over, I believe. Yeah, so coin is a long over. Its deltas are building towards a long. Distro, just like many of the things we've seen for Monday, is no clear direction. No clear direction. See, so coin something. Crypto is so wonky, I just don't mess with it. God, I hate it. So distro says pretty much short coin all week, but its price, but its deltas say potential run up. My wife made homemade spaghetti, mannequin. So that's going to be pretty delicious. It's been cooking since about 7 o'clock this morning. Hungry man. I mean, last week I just sat here and ate a bean burrito. Continued to feed myself while talking to you all. So this time I decided to not eat during it. All right, we're at 6 minutes left. Probably a good time to call it. Did I miss any questions that weren't tickers? Y'all have a couple seconds to type something in. Yep, spaghetti and homemade sausage. So it'll be really good. She did a good job. Let's just see what ES is doing right now. So really, if we're looking at this spot right here where we finished off on Friday. No, I had a burrito for lunch, Mike. I did. You're welcome. I will see all of you. Oh, quick question. Track meet was good, Shiraz. He got first in the 2 mile. My son got first in the 2 mile and first in the 4x8, and he beat his personal record in the 2 mile, and he moved into the top 10 in the state 4 times in 2 mile as a freshman. So that's pretty good. I wouldn't say you're screwed yet, Shiraz. Quick question, hurry up, Biz. We have a few minutes left. Any other tools on the site that I use? Yeah, Pinio, I do. I use Flash a ton to find divergences. So I use Flash a lot to find divergences. I go to optionable and then I go to divergences and I look here to start looking through. I use this as my base to find deltas and price distribution. I also use Scanny a lot. I have my watch list that I love, my rando watch list, and these are my most highly traded stocks. And I just come over to the plus sign here and I kind of see what it says. All right, so if I see a bunch of reds, then maybe I start looking at some things. This is Apple, so we're going to ignore it because of earnings. Airbnb, these are some strat signals. I don't know much about strat, but I know Speed, if you ever tag him in the Discord. He knows a lot about them. So I just start to look to these signals and see what I see. See if I like something, then I'll draw it out from here. I'll pull the chart up. I'll start looking at its Greeks. I'll start looking at its distros. Bismarck, not really. Not really when it comes to DEX. A lot of times, like I anticipated, because a good portion of the time when we have a big DEX bar, we revert. Even though we went up all day Friday, this is interesting that we have this red DEX. So something's going on under the hood that we can't see yet, but anticipation of some downsides coming. backtest and inverse results. Inverse just means, Dean, inverse just means that it's that it, instead of buying when the Greeks are negative, when they're down, it would actually be still a short. No, I had a bean burrito, Kim. I had one for lunch. I did. Always. All right, well, I love y'all. We're going to call it. I'm going to go home and eat dinner and then walk my dog. As always, we'll close with the same things we always say. Number one, spend your week being good to each other. Be kind. If you don't like something, just ignore it, walk away. Don't go treating people like garbage, all right? And just try to be a good person everywhere you go. Make the world a little bit better every day, even if it's just a skosh. And, of course, let's go get that Oprah money this week. I will see all of you in Discord tomorrow. All right? Have a good night.